Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek. I'm here with Scott Morris from Passport Game Studios, and we have on the table in front of us an app showing the Tokaido app.
Yes.
iPad showing Tokaido app.
So yeah, this is on the iPad. So it's going to be iPad or iOS, Android, Steam, and Mac.
Okay.
Right now, this is a work in progress, as you'll see. So it's a beta. It only has solo play, but it will have online play, so you and your friends can play with each other, which is really cool.
Okay.
So if you're familiar with Tokaido and Naede's art, it's an absolutely beautiful experience. Funforge is the one that is producing this and publishing it. They're the publisher of Tokaido, and we are a distributor for them for the game. The thing that I'm most excited about is that they came at this with a unique idea that instead of just taking a board game that looks great and plays great and digitizing it, they actually came at it from a video game mentality first. How do we make a video game that just so happens to be based on a board game? And you'll see here what happens when we click on solo. It gives us an option to choose how many human players we have and how many computer players we have. So why don't you and I just go ahead and play a game. Let's play a two-player game. You can click return trip if you want. If you're familiar with Tokaido, it's about traveling from Edo to Kyoto, which is now Tokyo. But the return trip allows you to go backwards as well, so a little bit longer game. That's going to be in there as well. We'll go ahead and click start. We get Saru the monkey, who will give us a little introduction, a little bit about the game, what we're doing. If you're not familiar with the game, we won't go through all the rules, but the idea is that you're supposed to be having the most enriching journey along the way. Eating different food, finding different souvenirs, resting at hot springs, seeing the panoramas of the world. So the first thing is, the first player gets two options of characters. If you're not familiar with what the icons are, you can click on them at the bottom and it'll show you what they do in plain English. So let's say I wanted to go ahead and go with Kinko as my character. Then you can choose one of your characters.
Okay.
Very good, all right. In a two-player game, you have that kind of third ghost player, right? So that guy's going to be in there as well. You can see immediately, this is not the Tokaido that you're familiar with, right? So it's fully three-dimensional. You'll see that we're at the inn here, and we're all eating our first meal at the beginning of the game. So blue is the first player. Their icon is pulsing here, and they have the player symbol over their head. It tells you up here that you have donated 0 coins to the temple. You have 7 coins in your possession and 0 total points. You can also click up here and see your entire tableau. So it'll keep track of your panoramas. It'll also keep track of your player ability, and again, you can click on that if you want to be a reminder of what it is that you can do. To go ahead and move, it's actually very simple. So you can drag and go through all the different areas of the board and see all the different areas. So let's say I wanted to come up here and go, well, I think I want to go here to the temple. I click on it once. It doesn't take me there until I click on it again to confirm it. That way you don't accidentally click on it and go somewhere you don't want to. But let's say I decided I didn't want to do that, and let's say I didn't want to keep scrolling back and forth. I could also use this track along the bottom, which shows the next spaces that I'm going to go to. So if I wanted to go to the farm, I can click on the farm and it automatically takes me all the way up there, right? Okay. And then if you decide you end up wanting to go somewhere, let's say I want to get my green panorama, I would click it again to confirm it. The panoramas are my favorite part of this game because this speaks a lot to the artistic experience you're going to have when you're playing this version of it. If it's not beautiful enough already, you have things like this. When you get your first panorama, it starts to paint your panorama. And it gives you a completely new experience with playing the game. So you can click out here and go back, and it's going to come back to the beginning here. So now it's your turn, so you can go ahead and choose a space to go to.
Well, what should we see based on the game here?
Sure, yeah. So let's say you wanted to go to the temple, okay? We'll click on the temple. The temple will actually pop up, and it'll ask you how many coins you want to donate, 1, 2, or 3. You can click on 1, 2, and 3 if you want to do that. Okay. And then you go ahead and exit out, and you'll see it up here. It shows that you've donated 3, so you're good to go. Okay. The ghost player is moved by the last player. Well, we'll go ahead and move the ghost player here. It's going to be kind of interesting. You'll see that as he walks over the bridge and goes to the space that they go to, the things will light up and interact, right? So let's say we wanted to move him up to here. We'll do that, and they moved him really quickly, so we didn't get a chance to see it real quick, but that's okay. But yeah, you see like all the little things will move around, you'll get a lot of interactions, and since you're furthest behind, just like Tokaido, you would go next and you would move again. And you play all the way through just like a normal game of Tokaido, you get all your points just like a normal game of Tokaido, but it gives you a whole new experience, right? Different way to enjoy the game. And our hopes is that this allows players who love Tokaido already, they could have a new way to take it with them on the go. But for players who may not have seen Tokaido already, or players who aren't into board games and into video games, might see this and go, wow, that looks like a beautiful game, and then go, oh, wow, there's a board game made out of it as well, right? So it hits from both sides and both angles, which is really, really fun.
Okay.
Yeah, Funforge has done an absolutely tremendous job on this. We're looking at Essen time frame. We don't know what the pricing is yet, but as I've been telling people, it'll be somewhere between $0 and $1 million, probably on the lower end. So, but we're really excited about it.
Good.
It's a great
Set
experience.
expectations.
That's
there.
right. That's right. Yeah,
And
exactly.
surprise people.
Exactly.
It's way less. No. All right. Thanks very much for the overview.
Anytime. Thank you.